What's up guys, my name is Luke, Commissioner of this league, the GBA X-League, and Coach of the Bulbahampton Wanderers. Now, I never know how to start these things, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. Things that you should know first is that basically this is, we're drafting in the same way that the GBA official league does. There's a few discrepancies, but we'll get to those if they come up, but for the most part, it's the same as GBA draft. It's a free draft, so there's no tiers, no point spending, it's just basically first come first serve, just build the best team that you can. And I'm going to talk you through the team that I drafted. Now first off, this Pokemon is probably, it's quickly becoming my favourite Pokemon to use in Draft League. It's really versatile, it can be a mixed attacker, it's got good speed, good special attack, good attack. You could consider it a wall breaker, I personally would. And it's got one of the best abilities, probably in competitive, to be entirely honest, and that is Tornadus T. It's got the single flying typing, which is extremely rare, and it's really good actually. Like I say, the ability Regenerator works so well with this Pokemon because it's got fast U-turn, so you can just U-turn out, make up all the HP that you've lost in whatever turn. So it's basically a U-turn for free. You can stick a Life Orb on it, and the Regenerator sort of counteracts the damage that the Life Orb gives you. You don't have to worry so much about Stealth Rocks, because again, the Regenerator, once you leave, it'll sort of heal off the damage that you took from Stealth Rocks, plus a little bit more. So that's all very good. And yeah, this Tornadus is going to be called Here I Am, because he's going to be dropping loads of hurricanes. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Yeah, this Pokemon, I absolutely adore it. You generally just run it sort of offensively with Hurricane and U-turn and a few sort of coverage moves, but it gets knockoff, it gets superpower, it gets extra sensory, psychic, sludge bomb, sludge wave. Like, it is most going to be a special attacker, but with the superpowers and the knockoffs, it can function as quite a good physical attacker as well. And yeah, I would like to call this a wall breaker, because name more than a handful of Pokemon that can switch into like a Life Orb or a Specs Hurricane from this thing. I mean, it's going to punch a few holes in a few teams, and yeah, that's essentially what I'm going for with this Pokemon. I'm just going to sort of try and breeze through this draft a little bit. The next Pokemon that I picked up, I should say that when the draft order was released, I was pretty much slap bang in the middle, which is not really where you want to be, because you can get no real synergy up with your picks, because there's no sort of wheel picks. You gotta wait, what, 12 turns between each pick. Like, it's a bit of a pain. But so that was my first round pick. My second round pick, I've got no idea how this Pokemon made it back to me. It wasn't in my plans whatsoever. But you've got to consider that, like, I think I was like 6th or 7th in the draft or something. I was in the middle. So it'd gone through all 12 picks, and it'd come 6 picks back, so we're on like the 18th, 19th pick or something like that, and no one had decided to pick up Victini. Now this Pokemon, I know it's BL in the Showdown tiers, it's not even considered OU, it's just considered a bit too broken for UU, but this Pokemon in the Draft League format, in the Counter Team format, is so much more viable. This thing's going to be called Party Man, because one of the guys who was in our league last season, he had a Victini called Party Man, and I kind of like the name, so I'm stealing it for myself, sorry mate. Yeah, this Pokemon, it's got the base 100 stats all the way around, but the thing that makes it really good is, of course, the absolute incredible mind-blowing move in V-Create. Now it does drop your defense, special defense and speed by 1 when you use it, but if you stick a choice band on Victini and go for a V-Create, you're going to have to hope for an immunity, like a Flash Firebomb, to take it, because it's going to blow back resistances, it's going to 2-ko or O-ko most mons that your opponent will want to send in to take it down. And it can be revenge killed easily enough, because especially if you get the speed drop and the defense drops afterwards, it's you know, it's basically just a 1 in, 1 out, you know, come in, use your V-Create, switch out, come in, V-Create, switch out. But yeah, it also functions really well just as a versatile mon, because it does work really well as a choice banded wall breaker, as I was just saying. but it's got a really good special move pool as well. Like you can use what's the move called? Is it Blue Flare? Blue Flare. You got Blue Flare. You got your Thunderbolts. You got your Psychics, obviously Stab Psychic, and yeah, so it can function as a physical wall breaker, a really good special mon, really good physical mon. It gets U-turn, gets Will-O-Wisp. I don't think it gets much else by way of utility. It gets Taunt and Thunderwave. I didn't even realise that. Of course, it gets Trick, so you can trick a choice item onto a wall that they may be trying to switch in to counter Victini, and then you can cripple that wall. Yeah, so all in all, I think Victini is just a really good hit. Like I was saying, it wasn't part of my plans. I did kind of have to edit, I kind of had to alter my whole sort of draft plan when I picked up Victini, because I would never have considered Victini to be part of my plans. But like I was saying, it goes like a round and a half without being picked. It falls to me. I can't not pick it. Also, it's got a great U-turn synergy with the Tornadus, which I really like as well. I really like having a bit of volt turning, a bit of U-turn volt switch sort of synergy. I do like that style of play. So we've got two really good mons in Tornadus and Victini. And so I'm looking at these two mons and I'm thinking, what's one weakness that you see there? One shared weakness is a weakness to rock types, or more specifically stealth rocks. And so I was looking through and I was thinking, right, I really want a good hazard remover. Now, Excadrill had just gone a couple of rounds before, and I really wanted Excadrill, to be honest. And I would never have expected that to have made it three rounds, but it only got picked up a few picks before mine. So, you know, with this the free draft format, just there's so much power available for anyone to pick. Like it really sort of blew my mind how some Pokemon lasted quite as long as they did. But Excadrill was taken, unfortunately. But I was looking at steel type hazard removers because I've got my fire type, and the way that I like to draft, I like to get fire, water, grass course sorted and the fairy dragon steel course sorted. And I've started off on the fire, water, grass, and I was thinking, okay, I want to start off on my fairy dragon steel. So I want a hazard remover, I want a steel type. Of course, I went with your boy Scizor. Now, Scizor, or Real Steel, as he will be called. I've never even seen the movie Real Steel, but I think it's a really cool name. Yeah, I ladder a lot in OU, and I've made it up to about 1600, 1700 with a team that's got Scizor on it. And the team's sort of built around bulky Scizor, Swords Dance, Bug Bite, Bullet Punch, and Roost. And you know, looking at these, it's not the most specially defensive, but it's got good defense. It can live a few hits. It's a really good setup mon. But most importantly for my team anyway, at the moment, it's got Defog. Defog is obviously a great hazard removal option. It can't be blocked like a Rapid Spin can be spin blocked by ghost types. So if you get your Defog off, you know you've got hazards off the field safely. It's also got really good priority in Bullet Punch, like I was saying, it can set up, it's got reliable recovery in Roost. And yeah, it does have a 4x weakness to fire, but I can sort of, you know, I can build around that, I can fix that. I've already got one fire resistance in Victini. And yeah, I can get more resistances should I need. Now, I don't know why that's suddenly on 0, it doesn't affect anything, but ultimately, why would there be 0 IVs in attack? Anyway, yeah, let's just have a look through some more of the moves. It obviously gets... Does it get Natural Gift? I feel like it does get Natural Gift. Yeah, it gets Natural Gift, just in case, you know, in the Draft League format, that's actually kind of a viable move if I go up against, say, a Ditto that transforms into Scizor. I can use Natural Gift on it, a Natural Gift with Fire-type Berry, and just obliterate that. And yeah, if I get to a Fortress or something, like, that could be a thing that I use. It's got good stab, it can take out fairies with Iron Head and Bullet Punch. It can take out massive psychic threats like the Latias and Latios with its stab Bug Bite. It gets superpower as well, it gets Tailwind, which I didn't realise. I think we've got another Tailwind user with Tornadus, we do. Now, Tailwind may seem like a little bit of a strange move, but I have used Tailwind in Draft League formats before, and it's really been quite effective. Like in my first ever Draft League format, in my first ever Draft League, sorry, I had a Crobat with Tailwind. I used that, I went down, I switched into Choice Banded Emboar with the double speed from Tailwind, and Emboar just won me the game. So I think you can play some Tailwind shenanigans. It also gets Light Screen. Do you? No Reflect, but it gets Light Screen. That's definitely interesting. It gets Baton Pass as well. So I didn't even realise that it got Baton Pass. So you can set up a Light Screen, get a bit of bulk behind you, then you can go for a Sword Stance, Baton Pass out into Victini. I literally just came to the tactic right there, and that's a tactic that could work quite well. So those are my first 3 picks. And I'm looking at this, and sure, Scissor's bulky, and sure, Victini can be run more defensively with Will-O-Wisp, and sure, Tornadus can be run Assault Vested, but for the most part, I've gone for offense. I haven't sort of built any kind of a wall core, or any kind of real bulk or defense. So I was thinking, and usually when I draft defense and bulk first, and I build my attack around that. This time I've gone for a bit of the opposite approach. So I'm looking at this draft and I'm thinking I need to get my walls sorted. And again, going back to this team that I'm laddering OU with, Sizzle, that team has also got Slowbro and Amoonguss in it, which make a really nice, really nifty regenerator core. And Slowbro made it pretty much this far. And I was thinking, right, I'm gonna draft my Slowbro Amoonguss core. Got a really powerful regenerator core there. It'll be great. Couple picks before me, someone else drafted Slowbro, and I'm kind of upset at this. So I'm thinking, right, what other wall cores could I go for? I'm thinking I still want a regenerator wall core. So I'm thinking, what else could Amoonguss pair with? I could have sort of Amoonguss Toxapex, but then I've got the dual poison type, so I've got a big psychic weakness. I think I could go Amoonguss Pukamuku. No, not Pukamuku. Sorry, that's something else to go. I could go with Amoonguss Slowking, but Amoonguss and Slowking both tend to be special walls, and I wanted one dedicated physical wall, one dedicated special wall. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe Amoonguss doesn't pair so much with other Pokemon. But I'm thinking, Slowking, that's a good substitute for Slowbro. Now I just need a physically defensive grass type with Regenerator. And so I get this idea in my head. I'm thinking, Slowking Tangrowth. That's pretty much as good a substitute for Slowbro Amoonguss as you're ever going to find. So I did manage to draft Tangrowth and Slowking, spoiler alert. I just did it in this order first because one of the other members of the league, I know he loves Tangrowth. And so I thought I need to get Tangrowth first and just hope that Slowking makes it back to me. So Tangrowth or Mangrowth is the next Pokemon that I drafted. And also, speaking about Regenerator, now this is really important to me. I'm going to keep hammering on about Regenerator because it's such a good ability. I've got Tornadus for an offensive Regenerator mon. I've got Tangrowth and Slowking. I might as well add Slowking in now because I've told you about him. Slowking Regenerator, Slowking, I'll put the nickname in a bit. Yeah, so I've basically, with these 2 picks, I've ranked out my Fire, Water, Grass core, and I think I've got a really powerful Fire, Water, Grass core, because 2 of the 3 are really defensive and the other one can be ran defensively. Also, they're quite hard hitters. Obviously Victini, like I was saying, hard hitting fire type. Tangrowth, what's its attack stat? It's got 100 attack stat, 110 special attack, it's got Leaf Storm and Power Whip. Like, it can, not so much tear holes in teams, but it can do a fair bit of damage, and Slowking obviously, it's got the 100 special attack, it's got Scald, Hydro Pump, Surf, you can Carmine up, you can Nasty Plot, I think. Yeah, so I've got obviously a more defensive water and grass types. But the 3 of them, Fire, Water, Grass, can do a fair bit of damage to my opponent, which is what you want from a Fire, Water, Grass core. So yeah, Tangrowth and Slowking. I absolutely love these picks. I think I might actually end up preferring a Tangrowth Slowking partnership to the Slowbro Amoonguss partnership that I ladder within OU. And spoiler alert, I probably should have mentioned this. I am cheating a little bit. I'm doing this draft analysis a couple of weeks after the draft. I've already played 2 games, and let me just say, Tangrowth has saved my skin in so many different situations in those 2 games, so I'm so happy with these. Now Tangrowth, obviously special defense is lacking, but you can run the Assault Vest with that. So it's got the natural physical bulk and the natural HP bulk, so you don't need to invest too much in defense. Just stick an assault vest on it, invest 252 EVs in your special defense, and you are absolutely golden. You're absolutely good to go with Tangrowth. Slowking, again, it's usually going to be especially defensive wall, but I can invest a lot into physical defense, and it can take a fair few hits. It can regenerate her out. Now this Slowking, like I was saying with my Slowbro, I also had a Slowbro in my I also had a Slowbro last season in the GBA X-League Season 1, and that Slowbro was called Terry, and so I drafted Slowking, but I thought it's going to be a female Slowking, make it shiny because it's pink, and it's going to be called Terry. So I'm keeping the name, changing the gender, changing the spelling a little bit, but you know. So yeah, those are my first 5 picks, and I'm feeling really good about this draft. I've got Pokemon that I'm used to using and I'm comfortable with Tornadus and Scizor. I've got Pokemon that can just, it's all out power, punch walls through anything with Victini. I've got an incredible Regenerator core with Tangrowth, Slowking, and I'm feeling really, really good. So I'm looking at this, and like I was saying, I want to build up. I've obviously completed my Fire, Water, Grass core, and I want to start building up a Fairy, Dragon, Steel core. Now I've got the Steel element, and so I'm looking at Fairies and Dragons, and the Fairy type that I usually go for is Clefable. Like, Clefable is, I've built so many teams in Draft League format around Clefable, you have no clue. I love that Pokemon. And obviously Clefable, it's not going to last 6 rounds. I think it went in like the first or the second round, and I wasn't surprised, so I hadn't sort of got my hopes up for obtaining Clefable. But this Pokemon somehow made it to the 6th round, which is, it's insane for me to even try and consider. This is probably, in my humble opinion, the 2nd best fairy behind Clefable, and that is, if I can type, that is Sylveon. Now Sylveon, or LGBT Eevee, because you know, who doesn't love a good progressive bloody tongue twister of a name, but yeah, this thing with Pixelate, it's got really, really good natural special defense bulk, so it can sort of round out a defensive core with Slowking and Tangrowth. It can also hit really, really hard with a Specs Hyper Voice. You know, invest in fully in special attack, not much is going to be able to switch into a Specs Hyper Voice. It's got really good cleric and utility moves. It's got Wish, you know, obviously Wish Protect. Who doesn't love a bit of Wish Protecting? You got Heal Bell, you've got Baton Pass, you got Calm Mind if you want to set up, pass a few Calm Minds out to Tangrowth, I guess, and then you've just got an absolutely monstrous bulk wall right there. I'm gonna do that one of the games. Why not? Why not? Let's have a Calm Mind Tangrowth on the field. Gets Light Screen and Reflect, which I didn't even know until this moment. Yeah, it's got some really good moves. Like I was saying, I've already played 2 games, and in the last game, I probably shouldn't spoil too much because I'll probably upload some post-cons of those battles, but in my last game, Sylveon managed to wall my opponent so much, and I basically won the game single-handedly because of Sylveon's walling capabilities. So yeah, Sylveon, an incredible mon, and those are my first 6 picks, which is the Tornadus, Victini, Scizor, Slowking, Tangrowth, and Sylveon. Now I've completed my Fire, Water, Grass, and I've got 2/3 of my Fairy, Dragon, Steel, just missing out on the Dragon type. And again, this is a Pokemon that somehow managed to make it this far. It made it to the 7th round. I don't understand how it did. Basically, I had this Pokemon last season and it made it into the top 10 kills overall. I had it in another league that we had before that and it topped the league in kills. Like, I've proven to most of the members of the league that I am really, really proficient at using this Pokemon. And somehow they knew that, they heard that, and they were like, you know what, Luke, Salamence, let's just let him draft it again. Salamence somehow made it. So we've got it, Sahasrara. Salamence somehow made it to the 7th round, and I just snapped it up straight away because I needed a dragon type. And again, this thing, it just hits like a train. You can, it's got, I don't even know where to start on analysing this pick, because there are just so many areas in which it excels. Its abilities, let's start on that. It gets Intimidate and Moxie, two amazing abilities. You can run a more bulky defensive variant with Intimidate, or what I usually do, just go Moxie. Just Scarf Moxie. Like, if you can get rid of the fairy types on your opponent's side of the field, just go Scarf Moxie Outrage. You're pretty much guaranteed to pick up 1 kill or 2 kills. You can do a late game sweep. Like, yeah, it's incredible. The name Sahasrara is named after one of these sages in Zelda Link to the Past. There's no resemblance, it's just the name Salamence kinda sounds like Sahasrara. I don't know, it's a name that I've grown to love. But yeah, obviously you got Dragon Dance. You can attack, it's got 110 special attack, so you can attack obviously on the more special side. You can go Fire Blasts and Flamethrowers to take out the pesky Fortresses, which would otherwise wall it. You got Heat Wave as well, actually, which I didn't realise. You got Hydro Pump to take on Rhydons and Rhyperias. I don't think there's any in this league, but you know, you get the idea. You got Rock Slide, Stone Edge. Again, another Tailwind user, which is always nice. It gets Wish, which I don't think I've realised until now, even though I've used this Pokemon pretty much non-stop in leagues for last year, but it gets Wish, so you know. Yeah, not only can it be run offensively, like I was just alluding to, stick an Intimidate on it, go fully defensive, fully sort of HP defense or special defense, and for the most part you can switch into Pokemon. Like in the first battle, which I played, I had a fully physically defensive Intimidate Salamence because it was my only switch into a Darmanitan, and within reason it kind of worked. Not as well as I would have hoped. My opponent managed to play around it, but it was definitely, it was really nice to be able to have that kind of versatility on a Mon, which most people would expect to be offensive. Also on a defensive variant, you can run Defog. You got Roost, I think. Yeah, you got Roost, so you got Reliable Recovery. It's just, it looks like the kind of Mon that should be 100% offensive, but it's versatile. You can run it in any way, and that is the most important factor for me in Draft League Pokemon. You want versatility, you don't want your opponent to be able to predict what you're going to bring. Right, what have we got next? Wait 1 second, just gotta check. Yeah, this Pokemon, okay. Right, what round are we on now? We're on round 8. Like I was just saying, I've proven in leagues past that I know how to handle Salamence, and my opponents stupidly, you know, potentially just let me have it. So the next Pokemon that I pick up, it's another Steel type, but I don't really care at this point, because last season I had a Magnezone. It finished 3rd or 4th in the league in kills. It got like, I think it was 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, I can't remember, it's somewhere in that bracket of kills. I've proven that I really know how to use it. And again, my opponent's just like, oh, Luke knows how to use Magnezone, let's let him draft it again. Round 7 pick. In my eyes, definitely the most underrated electric type, one of the best electric types. Magnezone, or Kenny Loggins, as I call him, because highway to the Magnezone. I'm not going to sing it, you get it. It's a Danger Zone reference. But yeah, right. 130 special attack. Just, yeah, right, no, that's not too big a deal, but it gets Analytic. So your Analytic is at 1.3 times. So let's just do a little bit of maths here. What's 130 times 1.3 is 169. If a Pokemon tries to switch in on Magnezone, it's getting hit by a 170 special attack Magnezone hit. Makes it really good for Volt Switch initiative, because your Volt Switches are boosted by 1.3 times. Like it's it does a lot of damage. It's really, really good. It's also got 2 other great abilities in Magnet Pull. So you can trap Steel types, maybe stick a hidden Power Fire, on your Magnezone, and again Forretress, the one Pokemon which I apparently keep going back to, Forretress is going to get taken out by a Magnezone. It also gets Sturdy, which is obviously really, really nice if you just want to maybe scout your opponent out if you're at full health, thinking, do they have Earthquake? Oh, it's not a big deal if they do, I'll just live it and kill them with a Flash Cannon. So, yeah. Just lost my train of thought suddenly. Yeah, Magnezone, it's just a really, really good Pokemon. Now, the speed stat is lacking, but you can work around that. I generally, spoiler alert, I generally run Magnezone Choice Scarfed, and spoiler alert, I got 4 kills in the first game with it. So I still know what I'm doing, I still know how to use Magnezone. But also, it's got, it doesn't have to be run Choice Scarfed. If you're worried about your Earthquake weakness, stick an air balloon on it. Or, what's the move? Magnet Rise, which should be somewhere. Magnet Rise. Boom, that's 5 turns of Earthquake immunity right there. What else you got? At some point, right, if I've managed to confirm my spot in the playoffs by the end of the season, and I've got a couple of games where the result doesn't matter too much, you can bet your ass I'm bringing Explosion Magnezone. You can bet your ass. It also gets Light Screen and Reflect. Again, I've been using this Pokemon for so long and I'm learning new things about it every day. It gets screens. How many screen setters is that now? Sorry, I'm just going to check. You didn't get screens, did you? You didn't. Sorry, I know I've seen screens somewhere. Victini gets a light screen. Did Scizor gets a light screen? Guessing you don't. No, you don't. You probably get dual screens, right? A light screen and not reflect, okay. You get light screen and reflect. Right, like most of my team, I'm just realising now, 2 weeks into my bloody draft, I'm just realising that so many of my Pokemon get light screen and reflect. This is incredible. Like for the most part, like I said, I'm going to bring this either choiced or possibly, scarfed or possibly even specs. And I'm just going to go for straight power with Thunderbolts and Volt Switch and Flash Cannon and Hidden Power insert type here. That's generally the set that I'm going to bring every week, but we're open to possibilities. We are so open to possibilities. I just want to see if there's any more sort of a little bit of a surprising little cheeky set that I could find here. It gets Natty Gift. I mean, that's physical, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I'm not going to be interested in too much else that I'm seeing here. But yeah, I just lost my train of thought again. Yeah, Magnezone, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good pick. What do we got next? Crocodile. What time are we on, by the way? How long have you been watching me? You've been watching me for 27 minutes. Oh, I feel bad for you. Right. So yeah, let's just have a look at this team. We've got Tornadus, Victini, Scizor, Tangrowth, Slowking, Sylveon, Salamence, Magnezone. What are you looking at? What's the one glaring weakness that this team has? And by glaring weakness, I don't mean like you got all your Pokemon are weak to Fairy, but no, like there's one Pokemon that every single team should have, or one type of Pokemon that every single team in draft format should have, and that's a ground type to stop the electric type spamming, especially Volt Switches. If you can stop Volt Switches, then this makes us shouting. If you can stop Volt Switches, then you know half your opponent's team's momentum is just stopped right there. And I don't have any electric immunities yet. I was looking at Jolteon, but that was sniped from me, and that really upset me. But then I got Magnezone instead, so I'm not too mad. But Jolteon obviously gets the Lightning Rod, or no, Volt Absorb, so it's got an electric immunity. So I was looking through the list, and there weren't too many ground types left. But there was one ground type, which, what round are we on now? We're on round 9. It probably shouldn't have made it to round 9. Like, I'm not too surprised that it did, but it probably shouldn't. And also, let's just build up the tension a little bit more. How many Stealth Rockers do I have? Does Scizor learn Stealth Rock? I don't think you do. No, you don't. I don't have a Stealth Rocket, I want to say. Yeah, I don't think I have a Stealth Rocket. So, yeah, I was looking at my draft. Sorry, I did this draft 2 weeks ago, so I'm trying to get into the mindset of Luke from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so I want a ground type, I want a Stealth Rocker. And I remember actually I was looking at my speed tiers, and I've got Tornadus above 100, I've got Victini and Salamence on 100, And then my next fastest is like Scizor, I think, on 65, I want to say. Yeah. And so I've got like a massive jump, a massive gap in speed between 100 and 65. Unless I'm really being stupid and mistaken, but I don't think I am. So I wanted something to bridge that gap just a little bit, you know, have something base 80 or 90 or something like that, just so it's a bit harder to speed creep me. So I'm looking for ground types with stealth rocks around that sort of 80-90 base speed range, and I find Crocodile is still there. Crocodile, or Croc-O-Style, is the next pick for the Bulbahampton Wanderers. It's got, again, just like Salamon's, two great abilities, Intimidate and Moxie. You can run it as a sash focus lead, a lead focus sash set. With a stealth rocks, you got your stab knockoff, you got your earthquakes, you got crunches. Doesn't get sucker punch, I don't think, but it does get pursuit. It's got taunt to stop any silly Mew sets, because obviously Mew's are going to stay in on a Crocodile, don't you know? But yeah, it's got decent coverage. It's just another Pokemon, a bit like Salamon's, that you can just go Scarf, Moxie, get rid of any Earthquake communities, and just Scarf, Moxie, Earthquake. You've won. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit thirsty. I've been talking for half an hour now. You know, I'm just gonna make this video even longer. I was just thinking to myself, alright, I'm gonna just sit down, just record a little 10 minute segment. I think I've Tornadus, I've probably spent like 30 seconds talking about it. And just apparently every Pokemon that I've started talking about since Tornadus has just got progressively longer and longer and longer. So if you're still here, good job. Yeah, so Crocodile, it's an electric community. And also I keep repeating myself. Don't know why you're still here. I'm not even going to repeat myself. You've heard everything that I've just said about Crocodile. So there we go. The next Pokemon that I picked up. Right, I've got it. I hope when I open up my notepad it doesn't like close the draft analysis screen for you, because that'll be really awkward to edit out. Yeah. Yeah, right, what am I doing? Sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought. Alright, so looking at the team again, I'm just going back to this screen so you can see all my picks, all my 9 picks so far. I probably should have mentioned this at the start, there's 11 picks in total, so I've got 2 left. And at the moment, I'm so happy with my team, like those first 6 picks especially. It's beautiful, wow, don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'm looking at these, I'm just thinking, what holes can I fill? Right, I'm thinking I've got my only hazard removal is Salamon's, which I'm never really going to bring in. Scizor, which I'm not going to bring too much because I like sort of set up, like I was saying, Sword Stance, Bug Bite, Bullet Punch, Roost. That's, pardon me? Stop burping. That's the sort of Scizor that I like to go for. So I don't have too much by way of hazard removal. And looking back, I probably should have looked to get a Rapid Spinner, because I don't have one in my team, spoiler alert. But I was like, hazard removal, Rapid Spin, who needs that? I need that. Who needs that? But yeah, I went with my boy Crobat. I had this a few seasons ago in a league I did last year, and it did pretty damn well. It's another Tailwind user, so we enjoy that. Mega Golbat. It works. Obviously, its defenses aren't that great, but it can function really well as a defensive pivot. I maybe messed up my words then. Yeah, it gets U-turn, it gets Roost, it gets Super Fang. It obviously gets a Defog, it gets the boosted Leech Life. Definitely worth bearing in mind. Yeah, so you can either run it, it's got 130 speed, which is great. You can either run it Choice Banded, just tear through teams. It's a good Fairy Killer with, is it Cross Poison? Is it not Cross Poison? What's your Poison type move called? I'm really tired. Poison, not Poison Fang. It is Cross Poison. Yeah, for some reason that didn't show up in the moves. Is that considered a useless move? Alright, you say so. But yeah, right. Fairy Killer, that's fun. It's also a defensive pivot, it's a really good defogger, it's got reliable recovery, you can set up with Nasty Plot, so you can run it as a more special variant if you want the Sludge Bomb, Heat Wave, to take on pesky fortresses, and yeah, it's a decent one. It's got Haze if you want to stop any setup. Not that I'll ever really bring that, but yeah, he's looking good. He's our Crobat. He's a really fast taunter as well, which is definitely one of the more underrated, but still really important things that you do need in a team. It's got Whirlwind if you want to phase Pokemon out. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So Mega Golbat is just there to fill in the holes of my team, because my fastest one before that was Tornadus at 121. So I've just, I've upped my speed tier just a little bit. So yeah, I've got one pick left, and I'm looking at a few things. I'm looking at Chansey, just to give me a bit more bulk, give me another rocker, give me some more clericy utilities shenanigans. I was looking at Quagsire as well, because I really like unaware Pokemon in draft format. I think they work really well. I was looking at a few other things. I was looking at Hitmonlee because, like I say, I wanted a Rapid Spinner, but that was drafted a little bit before. I was looking at some other Pokemon because I like Fighting Stab that this team is severely lacking. So I was looking at Mienshao, because that's another Regenerator one, because I need more, you see. But no, I was looking at all this, and I was thinking, Luke, just forget what you're talking about, just lose that train of thought. And I was thinking, I want another versatile mon, and going back to the start of this video when I was saying that there are a few discrepancies between the GBA proper and the GBA X-League, one of those is the fact that I haven't banned Shell Smash Passing. Shell Smash Baton Passing. Smash Passing, that's the one. So yeah, I haven't banned that, and I really wanted to take advantage of that. So I wanted something that could Baton Pass Shell Smashes out or other stat boosts. I wanted something really versatile. I could do with another Hazard Setter, because I've only got Crocodile at the moment. And my speed tiers aren't great, so if I could slow my opponent down in any way, that would also help. All this led me to think, right, basically let me quiz you here. Let me quiz you here. What's one Pokemon that gets Stealth Rock, Sticky Web, Baton Pass and Shell Smash, along with every other move in the game? It's Smeargle. Smeargle or Dog, because he's a dog. Yeah, its abilities, who cares? No one cares. No one's ever using this for any other thing than shenanigans. Yeah, Dog. He's gonna be fun. You can... Oh, let's have a look at what moves you can learn. Oh look, every move in the game. What was that? Floral... Healing. It's useless. I just gone through and I was like, I've never seen that move before in my life. But yeah, sure, this'll be fun. We can have some fun with a Smeargle. And that rounds out my team. There we go. Sorry, the commentary's getting terrible at this point. I'm just knackered and I've been doing this for how bloody long? 38 minutes. You still here? I've just gone and spilled water down me. I'm losing the bloody plot. Right. Yeah. One last thing that I should add is that just like in the GBA, we have our Z Captains, which is one Pokemon that we dedicate to use Z moves. Now that Pokemon, when nominated, can use any Z move, but only the one Pokemon can use them. And this one thing about me, I've never used Z moves before, not ever in competitive, barely used them when I was just playing through bloody Pokemon Sun to begin with. So I was looking at this and I was like, I could go for like Victini, Z move, but I'm like, I would much rather have a choice banded V-Create than a Z move, like the Z Fire move, because the Z Fire move can only be used once in a game, and choice banded V-Create can be used whenever you bloody want. So I didn't really want Z move Victini, even though that would be a good idea. Z move Tornadus, in retrospect, could have been quite fun. But I was just sort of talking to a couple of mates, and I was like, I don't know what I want for my Z Captain. And they were like, well, it's not just, the offensive Z moves that you got to worry about, it's the sort of setup Z moves, like a Z Shell Smash or something. And I was like, oh, alright then. I was like, I'll probably never bloody use it, but I've got to nominate one. Let's make Smeargle my Z Captain. And I was like, that's really clever, because I can have a bit of fun. I can go for like an all-out pummeling on a Weavile if I wanted to. Or like I can launch a little bit of a surprise with my 20 attack and maybe take out something that's quad weak to one of Smeagol's moves, one of Smeagol's Z moves. I don't know. But yeah, I was thinking, alright, it's who cares? There's no downside to it. And then I realised afterwards, one of the rules that we've got in place is that you can't trade out your Z captain. And that's a bit of a nuisance for me because I only really picked up Smeagol as an experimental one. And I was thinking if it doesn't work I can drop it after a couple of weeks. And now I can't. Now Smeagol's stuck in this team forever. So that was a little bit of an oversight. But like I say, yeah, I'm happy with my team. So yeah, the team in total, just to run over it one more time, it's Tornadus, Victini, Scizor, Tangrowth, Slowking, Sylveon, Salamence, Magnezone, Crocodile, Crobat and Smeagol. Got some really good regenerator synergy with especially Slowking and Tangrowth, and then Tornadus as well with its regenerator U-turns. I've got good U-turn Volt Switch synergy with Tornadus, Victini and Crobat providing fast U-turns, and I've got Magnezone for a slow Volt Switch or a fast Volt Switch if I want to scarf it. I've got my Fairy Dragon Steel and my Fire Water Grass. I've got really good hazard removal, although I've got no spinners. I've got plenty of defoggers. I've got decent options to set up hazards with Crocodile and Smeagol. I've got obviously I've got setup mons. We've got losing my bloody voice. Got Scizor with it can set up with Swords Dance. You've got Sylveon, maybe even Slowking can be Calm Mind users. Smeagol can baton pass any stat boosts that I can't get naturally. Got two Moxymons in Salamence and Crocodile, which is pretty much in my eyes setup. Like yeah, I just think that we've got a really nicely well-rounded team. The speed tiers are good. I can't remember them off the top of my head, so I'm not going to mention them. I'm not going to go into them. I've just lost my bloody train of thought. The speed tiers are good. So, oh my god, I've lost my train of thought. I'm going to have to edit this out. My speed tiers are good. I can't remember them off the top of my head, so I'm not going to go in depth into them, but from what I remember, I've got ranging from like 30 to 130 or something like that. I've got pretty good sporadic gaps in between all of them. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm really happy with this team. So cheers for watching. Ta-da in a bit.